Hey Mackenzie, I just wanted to say you know that another thing about God, a lot of people like to say, I mean, I've already went through this with you in previous videos. Um, you know, why does God let people starve and why this and why that? And those aren't bad questions. Kind of like this, the same the most I think this is the million if there's such thing as $1 million question, then this is it. Why would God allow good people to go to hell? Well, I've already answered that for you. I mean, we all have a sin nature. And, you know, to really understand and feel, what I'm talking about, you would have to experience what I've experienced, like true heart change. Um, but anyways, I've already talked to you about all that stuff. I've experienced a lot of supernatural stuff with God. So I mean, I know what I'm talking about. But you, I don't know you, so I don't know. And most people don't. Most people haven't. I feel lucky because I've really experienced a lot with God. I've experienced tons and tons and tons and abundance of answered prayers. I mean, wow. I mean, come on, man. Um, but like that's a million, and that's a really good question. That's a really good question. I don't know if I've ever really asked it, but I'm sure if I really thought about it, I would have asked it if I didn't know better. Sure, absolutely, that's an awesome question. But there's your answer. I've answered it so many times. And then another question is why would you know a loving God let people starve to death? And I've also talked to you about how we could spend billions and billions and billions of dollars on wars that never I mean these wars, what are we really fighting? um I mean, people die and then what? Where's the end game? I don't know. People just kind of limp off to their corners and get water thrown in their face, so to speak, and get patched up and stitched up, and then what? A couple years later, they're fighting a war again. These things never end, and we keep throwing and pumping money into these things, and people make a lot of money off wars. That's pretty much why they're fought. 99% of wars don't even need to be fought. Really, they don't. Um, so it's just a bunch of poor people out there, killing poor people, and the rich people get rich, and the poor people die, and mothers lose sons, and da 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 da. I've already went through all that, but I'm gonna take it to another level and say, um, these pro athletes. Look, obviously, you know, um, you know, these pro athletes make a lot of money, and you know, one of these I mean, if you Google one of these contracts, it's crazy cash. I mean, like hockey players don't make nothing compared to NBA players and even football players. I mean, some of these, I mean, these NBA contracts are just disgusting. I mean, to shoot. I mean, look, I love playing basketball. I do. I love playing. I don't like watching. Watching is just dumb. I don't like watching sports. I'd rather be out there playing the sport than watching it. That's just me. I'm more of the athletic type. I don't want to just sit around and watch sports. It's really not my thing. Whatever. I mean, yeah, like Tom Brady, but once he's done, I'm done. Period. Like that's it. Um, that's he's the only reason that I really even watch football anymore. And if he's not even on, then I don't know. Pretty much, I don't even really care. I don't even care about it. But you know, these contracts are just disgusting. Um, you know, I mean, if you Google some of these NBA contracts, you'll see like these players are making like hundreds of millions of dollars. Like to shoot a basketball though, dude. Really? Like, what's the worst that's gonna happen to you? A sprained ankle? Like, a torn ACL? Look, that's no joke. But you pay me $100 million, dude. I'll sprain my ACL every year for the rest of my life, dude. $100 million, bro? Are you serious? And you make that in how much? In how much time? 6, 7 years or whatever. I mean, dude, like not even that in a lot of cases. I mean, come on, man. I mean, but then people. I mean, you take all these contracts and put them together and push them to the center of the table. We can end world hunger in right now. These contracts are disgusting. Like people don't want to. People, it's everything is about money. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, the food is there, the money's there, the money is just horribly mishandled. And then people want to complain about starvation and why would a good God let poor people die? But then these same people that say that about God want to run off and buy a jersey of their favorite player. Then this favorite player of theirs is making like $200 million to shoot a basketball through a piece of metal. Well, that $200 could be spent on starving people. I'm just saying. Obviously, you got to pay these people to play a sport. I get it. Um, but like, feel what I'm saying. Like, over $100 million, man, to sit there and to protect a quarterback or to shoot a basketball. Why? I mean, like, people want to sit there. I mean, come on, man. It's just to the point. I mean, if you're gonna blame hunger on God and ignore the fact that these players are making crazy cash to do something that they should enjoy doing in the first place, um, nobody's worth $100 million. I mean, not to play. I mean, if anybody is, it's a football player. But even football players aren't even worth that. You know. I'm sorry. Um, Not at all. So, just saying. Um, I mean, basketball players. Are you serious? I mean, really? I mean, at least a football player, I mean, if he makes it to the NFL and plays a long time in the NFL, can sit there and say, okay, well, I mean, I got my head bashed in for X amount of years, and now I'm going to probably go insane by the time I'm 55 years old. So I earned my money. Okay, I guess, but still, that doesn't ignore the fact that you're pouring all kinds of money into a person, one person, well, just one, to play a sport that they choose to play, and but yet there's children dying all over the place. There's people living in straw houses and eating poisonous fish while we're sitting over here in America, YouTubing food fights in cafeterias and throwing pickles out of our car windows because we don't like pickles on our hamburgers, and we want to throw millions of dollars at these pro athletes that do nothing but shoot basketballs and then throw footballs and kick soccer balls, or whatever. Like, come on, man. Like, let's get it together. I mean, there's millions of others. I mean, not millions of examples, but there's other examples like that. Just people don't want to really think about it. They just want to sit there and just jump the gun and say it's God's fault and then move on with their life. You know. But meanwhile, they're rocking I don't know, Peyton Manning jersey or something. Like, dude, are you serious? Come on now. You know. I'm just saying. Like, I'm not sitting here being mean, but hey, I'm not gonna apologize. Think about it. Go Google these contracts. Push all that money into the middle of the table, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I mean, these players do really, really, really good. I'm not saying all of them are like this, but they do really, 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 really good. And then they get that crazy contract, and then they just kind of mellow out for X amount of years, and then they just kind of fall off. It's like, dude, you were like Mister Stud Muffin superstar over here, and all of a sudden you got fat on maybe $100 million. Now you're just you know kind of just over here, just you know I don't know. You're more just like a crash test dummy. Like, we should basically just sit you on the bench and have the water boy block for us because you're just, I don't know, you're just too fat on steaks and $30,000 bottles of wine. I mean, come on, man. You know, I mean, these it's called greed. That's why people are starving. It's greed. That's just gonna sum it up for you. It's greed. People don't have to starve, is what I'm saying, and it's definitely not God's fault. God put the food on this planet. The money's here. The food is here. People just want to hoard and hoard and hoard and hoard and hoard, and they don't want to share. I'm not saying that these people don't do good things with their money. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is nobody deserves $100 million to throw a football or to kick a soccer ball or to do anything to dunk a basketball. Come on, dude. I mean, you're dunking a basketball. I mean, I guess, but is it really like? Are you really worth 100 mil? Probably not. At least not to me. So there's one other argument. So I'm just trying to sit here and show you how ridiculous society can be towards God. That's all I'm saying. I'm not being mean towards people, but if you can't see what I'm saying, well, I'm sorry, but it is what it is, and I think it's pretty basic. I think it's quite simple. Um, you know, but yet people want to pack food in helicopters and drop little Happy Meals or whatever they do. They want to kind of fly helicopters over these starving people and drop food down to them, which is cool, fine, whatever. But you're feeding them for, I don't know, a week or something, and then these people are going to be starving in a month. I mean, come on, man. But meanwhile, Michael Jordan played basketball. These you know these athletes just get not just rich off the game, but they get endorsements, and a lot of times that's how they make their money is the endorsements, pretty much. I mean, like some of these cats are like really like billionaires, man. I mean, all that from one person. Um, come on, man. Like people just need to take the blindfold off and stop being stupid. So I don't know. I don't know how I made that into an 11-minute video, but I did. I just wanted to come back in and say that to you, and maybe you have the same questions. I don't know. Maybe you do. So, but there's just one more answer on top of many other answers. They're out there. Find them. But the trick is to just be honest. Just look at the world around you. Look at the greed. Look at what people look at what people pay people to do. Look at that, and then look at poor people starving, and then look at God and say, God, why are you letting poor people starve? Well, why are you paying this person over here, you know, all this money to play basketball? I mean, if I was God, that's probably what I would ask. Like, why are you paying these people, crazy cash to do stupid stuff? But then people are starving and you want to blame it on me. Like, come on, man. It just doesn't really, it's just not logical. That's all. So I just wanted to drop that video really quick, and I'll upload this. I don't know. So that's it. Have a nice night. See if there's anything else I wanna add to what I said. Um, huh. Nope. That's it. I mean, I don't know. That's it.